Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Man, 4:30 is early when your coffee's not ready yet. So Josh said yesterday, day before, I don't remember. He's like, "Hey, Kathy, there's a trial going on in Boyd's court," and I said, "I don't do YouTube judges, but today I'm going to do a YouTube judge. We're going to do the trial in Judge Boyd's court. Hope it's good. Hope it's drama filled. I hope there's tears. Hope there's a taser for security. You know, security loves those tasers. We all love those tasers, security. We all do. Regular court, she should have finished the trial today. That's a little nerve wracking because I'm expecting the full trial. I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Judge Boyd is a professional. She's gonna give us a full trial, right? Right. Here we go. I hope it's over. Like I hope it was just yesterday and the day before. But you never know.
It is. Who knew? But now I know. Hmm. In the words of G.I. Joe, that's half the battle. All right, we're going to go on the record in 2023 CR 10004, State versus Tyler Ashbaugh. Can I have parties announced, please?
Megan Galloway and Jason Garahan for the state.
Nathaniel Navy and William Salazar for Mr. Ashbaugh.
Court vibes and chat here for jury.
All right, and are you Mr. Ashbaugh?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Just so attorneys know, you do not have to stand when you're addressing the court. It just makes it easy for the court reporter to hear. I don't take it as a sign of disrespect. I know in law school, we were taught to always stand, and it's a hard habit to break. It was for me on the civil side until the judge on the civil side said, I'm going to fine everybody every time you stand. So I was like, all right, let me hold on to my seat. All right, so this is a motion to suppress, correct?
Yes, Judge, there's a number of pretrial matters, probably more expeditious to take up the motion to suppress, but there's also a motion requesting the state to elect which paragraph in count 3 that they are going to rely upon.
Mhm.
But I can get into that argument later, and then various motions in limine.
All right. I don't have copies of the motions. Do you have extra copies, or if you don't, I can have the clerks pull them?
I don't think I have extra copies, Judge.
Because how many motions do you have?
I'm sorry?
How many motions?
The motion to suppress, and then the one on the indictment, and then 2 motions in limine, Judge.
All right, so I have a defense first motion in limine and defendant's motion to suppress.
Okay. The one that's first motion in limine might be the first supplemental. There's just a motion in limine that was filed before that.
Okay, let me see if there's anything else in the file.
I'm gonna go grab some coffee.
No, I don't have any of your other motions. If you could let the clerk know what the motions are, or if you could make copies.
I can make copies. The only thing is some of them are marked up.
Okay.
But I can get with the clerk.
State, do you have copies of his motion?
I have a copy of the motion to suppress, but that's it, Judge.
All right.
I'm hoping it's
All right, we're going to see if we can pull those.
So when you accept it as copy that it's all
Sure.
written on, and that's his original, and it wasn't beat on, so
All right,
I think
so,
I'm happy with the original.
yes, yes.
This is the copy.
I just wanted.
I'll be right back. I'll get some more.
I'll get my stuff. Yes.
And I get coffee and there's no sound because nothing's happening. Hold on. There was sound when I left to get coffee. Who touched something? Who was it? Security, was it you?
I believe those would be highly prejudicial.
It was it was
appropriate
them. It was
Motion to suppress.
Okay.
Oh, you can remain seated. Yeah,
It's such a habit.
I know.
Please don't find me like that. I didn't.
no.
So the points in this, Judge, are any extraneous criminal arrests or misconduct. I believe those would be highly prejudicial and appropriate to limit this case to whether or not these alleged allegations occurred. Any of that could highly prejudice the jury against my client. And then there was discussion in his statement to Detective Tudor about Tyler engaging in drug distribution.
I know.
That is not
blaming
relevant to the case
security.
at all. There's no allegation that this
It was
was
Tona.
that this involved drug dealing in any sort of way. It was more brought up when Tyler and Detective Tudor were discussing his finances and what he was doing to make ends meet. And so that would be highly prejudicial, Judge, if the jury were to hear that. I don't think it's probative at all to these allegations.
So your motion in limine is to request a motion in limine as it relates to extraneous offenses or conduct?
Yes, both of those, and then also to either mute or delete that portion of the statement if the state intends to offer that, of the statement that Detective Tudor took from Tyler, so that the jury does not hear that part. Then we have, I would request just that the state, when Tyler is charged in front of the jury, not read the enhancement paragraph, as that only relates to punishment.
Oh, they're not going to read the enhancement paragraph.
And then also, we don't know if this is going to happen yet, Judge. We haven't made a decision, but if Tyler were to testify, he would not be able to be impeached with his juvenile adjudication. There's a specific rule in the rules of evidence that states it's not considered a criminal conviction or a felony conviction for purposes of impeachment. And the only purpose that it can be used in an adult criminal case is for purposes of enhancement after a conviction. It is not in any way considered a felony conviction. So if that were to happen, I would request that they obviously not mention it or not attempt to impeach him with that adjudication. Not even considered a conviction, it's just a juvenile adjudication. And then the last thing, Judge, is one of these search warrants, not for the real-time search, not for the real-time cell site information, but it was for his historic cell site information. You were the judge that actually reviewed that and signed that. I just request that that not be entered into evidence, as I don't want any juror misinterpreting that as a comment on the weight of the evidence from the court.
You mean the fact that I signed it?
Yes, Judge.
All right.
I'm just asking that it just, if they want to say a judge, but not that not be entered into evidence or
I
not
always
mentioned that the
think
judge
that.
of this
Me
court
too.
signed this
Me
search warrant.
too.
All right, so state, with regards to the motion, the defense motion in limine, I do see and understand the defense's argument that they would not want the jury to know that I'm the judge that signed the search warrant. So, you want to address that? As far as my signature being mentioned, or that it was this judge that signed that?
Well, just regarding that, I mean, they are specifically charged in the charge of the court that they are not to take any comment
Still sleeping.
from the judge as giving weight to any evidence. And so that would just be my argument that they're charged on that. And
So are you intending on offering the actual warrant into evidence?
I don't have a yes or no, possibly. So
All right.
I guess, I mean, at this point, regarding point one, the extraneous criminal arrest, I mean, I agree. If I believe that it becomes relevant at some point, I will approach the court and make my argument regarding that. Regarding point two, that's extraneous. I'll have a copy with that stuff redacted out and tender to defense for inspection prior to offering it. And then if I believe that that becomes relevant, I will approach before listening in testimony. Regarding point three, the enhancement paragraph, I agree to that. I would not
Yes.
read it for guilt innocent. And then point four is just the same thing about the criminal history 404.
All right, so with regards to any extraneous or conduct, if you feel that you're going to ask any questions or elicit any evidence to that, you all will need to approach and we can have a hearing outside the presence of the jury. I don't know anything about this case, so I don't know if it's relevant or not. I don't know if it should be admitted or not until I hear certain things. With regards to the warrant issue, if you are seeking to enter the warrant into evidence with my signature on it, then I'll address that issue at that time on whether or not it should be entered before the jury with my signature, or it should be stated that I'm the judge who signed it. So I'll address that at that time. All right. Does anyone want to address the next motion in limine is your spousal privilege motion? Or is
Yeah.
there another?
Please give me a second to pull that up. Okay, so at the time that this allegation came about, Tyler, his girlfriend, Tatiana Martinez de Escobar, they were dating, they were living together, they had a child together. Since then, they got married, they have a second child together, Judge. The state has subpoenaed Miss Martinez, Tyler's wife. Under Texas Rule of Evidence 504, the spousal testimony privilege, not the immunity, but the spousal testimony privilege. A spouse, and it does not matter when they were married, it doesn't matter if the marriage happened after the alleged offense, before, whenever it happened. It's just a rule that the state cannot call the spouse of an individual as a witness for the state. And there's no exception to that. There's a number of exceptions listed in that rule, but there is no applicable exception under Rule 504, Judge. And so this rule is, I believe, very clear cut. That the state just cannot call her as a witness for the state. Now, if she's not called for as a witness for the state, I would also argue that if they tried to address any statements she made, whether that would be, there was a typed statement in this case from her, it's not recorded or anything like that, but it's a typed statement, that would be hearsay.
But according to the rule, the person who claims the privilege is not your client. It would be the spouse who made the communication, correct?
Well, correct, but I don't believe it's not. It is the spouse, but it's the rule takes into account the spouse of the accused.
But no, it clearly states under 504 who may claim the privilege. The privilege may be claimed by the communicating spouse. So in this instance, I'm assuming you're stating that the communicating spouse is his wife.
Correct, Judge.
So it's not his privilege to claim, it would be the wife's privilege to complain, to claim.
No, oh, yes, I misunderstand. Yes, you're exactly right on that. It is my understanding that she intends to claim that privilege.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
And I would just, part of that motion in limine is that if the state wants to call her as a witness, despite knowing this rule, I would ask that that be done outside the presence of the jury. Courts have ruled that it is that is actual reversible error to call her as a witness in front of the jury and then have her invoke the privilege in front of the jury. That's prejudicial, and that would be a reversible error.
Well, here's the thing. Number one, she hasn't invoked spousal privilege. Number two, there are other steps into 504 under that rule that have not been met at this point in time. So there are different steps. One, whatever communication was, what was the communication? Number two, was that communication intended to be private by the person who's communicating it? So those are all steps that have to be gone through. And unless, somebody's going to testify and say, this is who these communications were made to. They were intended to be private, and this is how it was intended to be private. But my understanding of the case law is that if there's a communication between spouses and it's not intended to be
Tuna, thank you.
private, i.e., they're not the only person who is communicating the information to their spouse, they've communicated to the mother-in-law or whoever it may be, then 504 does not apply.
And Judge, I would disagree. There's two things. There's the spousal immunity, which I believe the court's referring to, and then there's the spousal privilege.
No, this is privilege. A communication is to the person's spouse and does not intend its disclosure to any other person. A person has privilege to refuse the disclosure and to prevent any
Josh
other person
said-
from disclosing a confidential communication made to the person's spouse while they're married. This privilege survives the termination of the marriage. So if the communication is not intended to be confidential, then the spousal privilege doesn't apply. For example, if Jane Doe were married to John Doe and they communicate something to them, and then that same communication that they communicated to their husband, they communicated to a third party, then that's not confidential. It's similar to if you have discussions with your client, that's confidential. But then if your client goes and discuss that with other people, then it's not confidential because the privilege, in this case, the privilege belongs to your client's spouse and the person who is communicating whatever they're communicating.
And Judge, if I could just differentiate.
I would create a whole stream to thank you. I would. I'm going to now, tomorrow.
I believe that 504, there's two parts. There's 504A, which is the confidential communication
Mhm.
privilege. And I believe that's what the court is stating survives if the marriage ended and she wanted to testify, that's where Tyler could claim this was intended to be private and bar that as long as there were no exceptions from being entered into evidence. We are relying on 504B, privilege to not testify in a criminal case, where it says the general rule is in a criminal case, an accused spouse has a privilege not to be called to testify for the state.
And who may claim the privilege? The privilege not to testify may be claimed by the accused spouse, not by the accused. So you need to have whoever the communication is supposed to be from, that person needs to come in and claim privilege, and they probably need an attorney. So does that?
So he's saying that the wife, he's saying not that the wife can't testify. He's saying they can't call the wife. The state can't call the wife to testify because she has privilege, but she hasn't said anything yet. She has to come in and she has to invoke that privilege. But what she's about to say about the wife and her lawyer, I think this guy's wrong in his answer, but that's fine.
Person have an attorney?
That person does not have an attorney, Judge.
Does that person need an attorney appointed?
I have no reason to believe that person needs an attorney. I don't think there's any
Get her an
allegation
attorney.
that the state believes there's any criminal activity that was uh,
I have no idea.
that was
Yeah, I
committed by this person, so I do not believe she needs an attorney.
regarding her testimony, it's
She
not,
needs an
yeah,
attorney.
it's not anything that she could be charged with, to my
Okay.
knowledge.
And so obviously, I don't know who the state is going to call.
All
All
right,
I know is that-
everybody is using terms of I believe and to my knowledge. So it's up to whoever the witness is. If that witness feels they need an attorney, they can't afford an attorney, the court will have an attorney appointed to them. Now,
Appoint her an attorney.
so with regards to that, I'll need to hear from that witness whether or not they're claiming privilege. So let's move on to the motion to suppress.
And then Judge, I'm sorry, just
Sure.
one last point on that. If we are waiting to make a decision on that, I would request that the state refrain from mentioning any statements made by that spouse, because the court hasn't ruled on this,
Statements made by the spouse when?
any of the statements made by the
No, I
spouse,
mean,
Judge.
when are you objecting to them presenting that?
In opening and at any time before she testifies.
All right, so with,
And I would argue she cannot testify, but for the state, but if they are attempting to, and the court rules against me, I would object to them mentioning any statement she made, whether that's text or the type statement, at opening or at any point before they attempt to call her as their own witness.
all right, with regards to opening statements, the court is not
Absolutely.
going to allow the defense to preclude the state from making their opening statements. Opening statements are not evidence. Parties are required, although I see some people don't do it, parties are required to let the jury know this is what we expect the
thing
evidence to
Is an
show.
attorney.
And if the evidence doesn't show what they expect it to show, then it doesn't show it. All right, let's move on to the motion to suppress.
Okay.
And counsel, what are you seeking to suppress?
Give me 1 second to get to that, Judge. So we are seeking to suppress the fruits of the search of Tyler's apartment complex and his statement given to Detective Tudor.
Okay. So the search of the apartment complex. And when you say the search of the apartment complex, do you mean his specific
His-
apartment?
Only his specific unit, Judge, yes.
All right.
No. Anybody can testify. What they're saying is what he wanted was the state not to be allowed to call her as a witness because of this privilege, and not use any of that information that he was going to in his opening statement. That's what he's saying. He's saying they can't call her. The judge is saying they can say anything they want in their opening statement. That's not evidence. That's just their opening statement, and it's their job to prove it. And if they can't prove it, then the jury will see that. And she's saying we will cross that bridge when we get to it. If they call her as a witness, then she can claim immunity, spousal immunity, this privilege. So we'll see what happens during the trial.
So the search of his apartment.
Yes. And everything that was discovered and seized as part of that.
All right. And then also you say the statement.
Yes, his statement, his reported statement to Detective Tudor that was
Hell
taken
no.
Immediately thereafter, where he was arrested and taken to Bear County downtown to give that statement. Judge.
All right. And was this done under warrant or not?
There was no warrant. No, there was. So how they discovered Tyler's location was they tracked his cell phone in real time without a warrant. And so our arguments is there's two reasons why this was illegal.
Oh, no. I mean, I just want to know what are you seeking to suppress, and then we can call witnesses, or you can call witnesses and we'll see where we go.
I understand, Judge.
All right. And state, do you stipulate that there was no warrant?
Regarding the phone pinging, yes, I stipulate that there was no warrant.
All right. And are the witnesses here?
Yes, no.
All right. Who's the first witness?
And Judge, I believe that because it's warrantless, the burden shifts to the state now.
All right.
It's on the state.
Yes, I mean, it does.
Okay.
All right.
The state calls Chad Tudor.
Good morning. All right, do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand and have a seat. There should be a square microphone. If you could put that on your lapel or somewhere, it's for the court reporter to hear.
This way.
Yes.
I fully allow right now any tracking of my cell phone. I allow, because I am outstandingly geography challenged. And one day I'm going to get lost and I'm never going to be able to find my way back home again. So please track me so you can get me back home again.
And just remember to take it off before you leave.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Forget.
All right, if you'll state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Detective Chad, CHAD Tudor. T is in Tango, U, D is in Delta, OR.
All right, you may proceed.
Good morning, Detective Tudor. How are you currently employed?
I'm assigned to the San Antonio Police Department Homicide Unit.
And are you a certified peace officer?
Yes,
How long have you been with the San Antonio Police Department?
14 years.
And then how long have you been with the homicide unit specifically?
The last 4 years.
What are your duties as a detective with the homicide unit?
I'm currently assigned to the murder detail. So I investigate suspicious deaths, suicides, accidental deaths, overdoses, homicides, and even officer-involved shootings.
I don't want to talk about her. She hates me. I hate her. We are mutually in a hate relationship. My damn GPS. My damn GPS sucks. It keeps taking me to closed roads and it does not tell me how to get around closed roads. So I try to do it on my own. And let me tell you, I am directionally challenged. I hate my GPS. She causes me so much stress. I just miss MapQuest. Just give me MapQuest back, please, anybody.
Okay. Back in June of 2022, were you assigned to the homicide unit?
Yes, I was assigned to the aggravated assault detail.
Okay, and under the aggravated assault detail, were your duties to investigate the same offenses?
It was different. It was misdemeanors, including assault bodily injury. And then I also had felonies, including aggravated assaults with deadly weapon. And in this particular case, I was asked to investigate this officer-involved shooting.
Okay. Do you recall the SAPD case number associated with this case?
I do not.
Did you write a report that reflected your investigation at the time that you were conducting your investigation?
Yes.
And would it help you to refresh your memory if you have a copy of that?
Yes.
So I'm showing you, is that an accurate, fair and accurate copy of your report?
Yes.
And was that authored by you?
Yes.
Okay, and just know that you can use it to refresh your memory, but please don't read from it. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the SAPD case number associated with this investigation?
It's SAPD 2210822.
You can use that. You can use that to refresh your memory, but please do not read from it. All right, what's the SAP number assigned to this case? Objection. The witness is reading from the document.
9.
Now, do you recall how you were assigned to this investigation?
I I was told the details of this incident when I arrived at the headquarters that morning. My duty hours that day were 7:45 to 17:45, and I was briefed on the details of this incident because it happened in the early morning hours while I was at home.
Okay. And so the incident occurred prior to your duty hours, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, so when you arrive at the homicide office, you're briefed as to details, is that correct?
yes,
All right, and so there had been some investigation conducted prior to your involvement, is that correct?
correct.
All right, and so at the time that you received the case, were you starting to develop a suspect?
It's coming slowly.
Yes, fairly quickly. The details were that officers were parked at a church, working on reports. A white SUV drove through the parking lot, and the officers reported that the vehicle shot at them. One of the officers was able to
Yep.
exit from his vehicle and return
Yes, it
fire.
is.
I was told that patrol officers were in the area and located a vehicle in a neighborhood not far from the church. And they made contact with an elderly person that was there that said, you know, my son or stepson or grandson, I can't remember the relation. Tyler has been driving this vehicle. And that's kind of where, you know, I kind of took off with everything.
Okay. And so after you received that suspect information, there were other reports in the database that linked the defendant to the car and the home, is that fair to say?
I believe so.
And when I say the home, I mean the location at Buckmore.
Can you repeat that part? I'm sorry.
So when I said linking the defendant to that home, I was referring to the Buckmore
Ashwagandha,
location
maybe.
where the elderly man was, is that correct?
I believe there were reports. I can't remember. Can I look through here real quick just to see if I notated that?
Yes, good.
Try little ashwagandha treats, maybe. It might help, maybe, but probably not. August 21st isn't that far away. You'll make it, but man, they are a pain.
I'm not finding anything right now.
Okay. I'll just move on from that question. So once you received the suspect information, what were the next steps? Well, I guess let me know that. When you received the case, you spoke with somebody by the name of Joseph Gonzalez, is that correct? If you want to flip to page 4, please.
Is it Joseph Gonzalez?
Yes, at 10:37 hours, you
You said paid for?
page 4 at 10:47 hours.
I don't.
This is what I use. Says Zesty Paws Calming Bites. It's supposed to help with, man, they make the text so tiny. It's supposed to help with calmness, composure, relaxation. Then it just says ashwagandha, chamomile, and melatonin. The thing is with this, Dusty Paws with this one. Not all the cat, only one really likes him. So it only works for one of my cats. But one is better than zero for me. So did I just do that whole thing with my camera off? Yep. Yeah, I did. I did. I'm sure I did. Zesty Paws calming treats. That's what I have for my little kitties. This is bacon flavor. Bacon. Don't eat them. Don't eat them though. You don't need that kind of calm.
Sean.
Okay, yes, at 10:47 hours, I called phone number 210-854-6117. This number was given to me
I am not
by
eating one.
Joseph
No.
Gonzalez, parent of Tyler Ashball. And Joseph told me this phone number was a phone number for Tatiana.
Hi, Kay.
Tatiana's father's phone number. Tatiana was in a relationship with Tyler.
Okay. And so were you able to make contact with someone at that
Watch them online.
210-854-6117 phone number?
Yes.
Do you recall who you made contact with at that phone number?
The father of Tatiana, and his name is Daniel Martinez Escobar.
Were you equipped with a body worn camera at the time that this conversation took place?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit R1. Can you tell me what that is?
It's a copy of my body worn camera.
And how do you recognize it?
I've initialed it and put my name or my initial CT in badge 2841.
And have you previously reviewed it?
Yes.
And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the events as they occurred, when they occurred?
Yes.
This time, tender its defense for inspection and offering states R1.
No objection.
And what is the state's exhibit number, please? R1? All right, then state's exhibit R1 is admitted for purposes of this hearing.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Granted.
Yay. I really want a couple bunches of flowers around me right now. I don't know why though. No one has to wonder about anybody if y'all get in Discord and talk to me during the day.
My name is Detective Tudor with the Central Police Homicide Unit. I was trying to reach a Mr. Daniel Escobar. Hi, sir. I got your phone number in regards to an active investigation that I'm on. I'm trying to locate an individual named Tyler Ashball. Okay. Oh my God. And so I was given information that you are Tatiana's dad. That is correct. Yes. So it's nothing right now that involving her. I don't believe. Oh my God, yeah, no, I'm not trying, I wanted to just come out and say, it's nothing right now with her, but he was, we believe, involved in an incident last night. And I'm trying to find him and, yeah, that's how I got your phone number because of this. Um, there was an officer involved shooting. Oh God, are you serious? Yes. Oh my God. They got a child together, man. Come on. Yeah. Let's get this wrong, kids, man. So Daniel, so what I'm trying to do is just, I'm trying to make sure that, you know, she's okay. I don't believe, I don't even have enough to know that if she was with him when this happened. I don't, there's just a lot of info that I don't know. But I do believe that he was possibly involved in this. And it was over off O'Connor Road. Oh. Do you have any idea? What else can you tell me about this? I mean, it can't be that she was with him. Come on. I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm trying to find him. You're trying to find him. Mm-hmm. Shoot, off my mind, I can't tell you the address. I know how to get there. Well, I know that. I guess they have an apartment somewhere like Oak Valley. Correct. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I'm pausing the space exhibit at this point in your conversation with Mr. Martinez Escobar. He confirmed that the defendant was living at the Oak Valley Apartments. Is that correct?
Yes. Do you have a good phone number for her? Yes. I have 854. Okay. For that. What number do you have? 854-6005. Yeah, that's her number. Okay. Are you okay? Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm trying to, one, make sure Tyler's not hurt. Okay, where did this happen and why? That's what I'm trying to figure. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Officers are sitting in a parking lot and start getting shot at, and then we find this vehicle with bullet holes, busted out windows, and it's parked over at Tyler's grandpa's house, over off Buckmore. I don't believe it's his grandpa. I believe it's like his stepdad. Okay, yeah, it's one of those relatives. Yeah, it's so, yeah, and so I'm trying to make sure one, Tyler's okay, and that this, nothing else is gonna happen. I call my daughter. Yeah, I need to find her because I don't know how he's. Call her right now. Can you? She's got my granddaughter. Okay, when was the last time you spoke to her? My wife, I think, spoke to her yesterday. Okay, this all happened like 2 this morning. Oh. What is this kid involved? Yeah, and I'm just trying to make sure that. Part of the shooting is. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, there's a car that, that grandpa or whatever, we don't know that relation, stepdad or whatever, said that Tyler's been driving this car for the past week. So I don't know where Tyler is. I've got a car with bullet holes on it and officers, telling their side of the story. Okay. So I don't know if, was she in this car with him? Is she okay? I need to call her. Yeah. Can you get my, write down my information and call me right back? Can you hold on the line? I'll call her. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then Daniel? I was trying to call, that's trying to call. Yeah, how you about so yeah, just make sure she's okay. She was in his car. Do you have the apartment number? What? Well, I just, I think there's detectives over there right now. I do understand. Can you call them? Can you call them? Can you? I need to figure out what the apartment number is. Can you try and call her first? I just did. What did it do? It went straight to voicemail. The phone is all for the phone is out there. Does she have a vehicle? No, she does not. How does she typically get around? Usually, either I go pick her up or I'll take her over. Does she work or? She's staying at home with the baby. Okay. The grandfather, step grandfather, he gave Sonia Esteban, I guess your wife's info too. So that made contact with you. I guess is she there too, or does she know? She's at work. Okay. And she might know the apartment number. You want me to call her? Yeah, I can stay on hold. Okay. He's gonna call his wife to see, confirm the apartment number. But he's wanting to go over there. She's not answering, but also straight to voicemail. He's worried about her. They moved all.
Okay, so at this point, while he has confirmed the apartment complex, has he been able to confirm an apartment number?
No.
And, did you advise him that you believed detectives were already at that apartment complex in general?
Yes. Yeah, that's something. Oak Valley. Oak Valley or what is it?
Okay, and in plotting the state exhibit, what are you currently doing on your phone?
I think I was trying to verify an address for Oak Valley, so I was doing like a Google search, I believe.
Okay. And, I guess, did you ever make the location of the Oak Valley apartments, or did you send a different unit out there?
No, so the person that I'm talking to, kind of like having a sidebar with in the vehicle, is a sergeant. He's actually my current sergeant on the murder detail as well, Sergeant Marfin. So he was on the phone, kind of helping me out, relaying information to detectives with our covert unit, plainclothes detectives that were actively looking for Tyler.
I wish there weren't enough murders to have one, more or less two, more or less an entire team, 20, 40 hours a week devoted to murders.
Okay.
I don't know, Debbie. She's not here. She's not in the building, I don't think.
Yeah, Oak Valley, 12607. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's been pretty good. He's going to take the voicemail. I got no idea what their issues.
I even spoke to you. I even typed to you when you said about Kelly's math.
There, Mr.
Yes,
Escobar.
the husband is on trial, yes.
Hello. Mr. Yo, you still there? Hello? Yes, sir. Camera? Okay. She doesn't know the apartment number either. Okay, it should be. Well, there's officers there. There's a compactor. Across from the compactor, the first building on the right. There's a hallway. It's the first apartment on the left. Okay, it should be.
Okay, and so at this point, did Mr. Martinez Escobar give you specific instructions as to where the location is?
Yes, he's describing the apartment location.
Okay, and so,
So the trial hasn't started yet. These are just motions before the trial to see what they're allowed to bring into the trial and what they're not.
I guess, do you recall what floor he said that the apartment was located on?
I believe he said first.
Okay, and he said that it was across from the compactor, is that correct?
Yes.
607 Judson. I think that's what it is. Oh.
I can't believe it. I know how to get there, but I don't talk to you. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Do you have a?
To get on over there, I want to make sure that my daughter's okay.
Yeah, I do understand your concern as a parent. I'm a parent as well.
That my wife wasn't about to clock out and go over there. I told her not to.
Yeah, because I think there's plainclothes detectives over there trying to do some surveillance. And I just don't know where he is, what kind of mindset Tyler's in.
Okay.
I just
Is that car there?
No, we have the car. We have the white SUV.
Well, I'll keep trying to call my daughter. It's a good number.
Yes, I don't know what pops up on it. Can you have a pen? I'll give you. I'll give you all my info.
No, just this wireless caller too.
Yeah.
I got feeling like throwing up.
No, I know.
My granddaughter is with her.
Is there anybody else any other family that they, where she might be, or do you have any any other information that might help me find?
It'd be there or here.
I gotcha. Okay.
Okay, what's your number, sir?
Yes. So my name is Detective Tudor. T is in Tango, U, D is in Delta, O-R. And my phone is 210. This is my. 210-37, and I'll give you my. And my badge number is 2841. Yeah, I mean, there's more questions than answers right now, and I'm just trying to,
I just want to make sure that my granddaughter and my daughter are okay, so
Sure.
if you hear anything, could you please let me know?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys hear anything, can you please,
You need me to stay away.
please let me know.
I can't go over there.
No, I would stay away from that location for now. Continue to try to reach out to her.
Okay. With my wife, hang on.
Okay.
What's up?
And the person that we just saw walking on the right side of the vehicle, is that Sergeant Marvin?
Yes.
There.
Who's they? Both of them? Who's telling you this?
Wife is telling me that Tatiana just called her back now.
What is
This wouldn't be a prank or anything like that.
sir? No, this is not, I can give you the case number. I'm not,
I believe you. I mean, I'm seeing your phone number on just.
okay. What did Tatiana,
Supposedly, and we're in the apartment and my daughter said that she didn't see anybody out there.
what did Tatiana tell your wife specifically?
Okay, you want me to call her back?
Is this the is she 854-6118?
Correct.
Okay, let me
I'm very anxious to
Yeah.
go over there.
No, let me call her real quick.
Same reason, so.
Let me call her real quick.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Hey, Mr. Escobar, what's a date of birth for you?
Not the date of birth, who?
For you.
02/04/1960.
Okay, I appreciate my call, send you real quick.
Yes.
Okay, and so up until this point, Mr. Martinez de Escobar made contact with his wife. Is that your understanding?
Yes,
Okay, and so what he's relayed to you at this point is that both the defendant and Tatiana Martinez Escobar were in the apartment at the Oak Valley location. Is that correct?
yes.
Hello?
Hi, Ms. Escobar. This is Detective Suter with the San Antonio Police Department.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to start on you and Daniel. I'm trying to locate a Tyler Ashbaugh and make sure he's okay. And then I don't know if Tatiana was with him early this morning when all this happened. It's a shooting that I'm investigating. But I'm trying to there's a lot more questions than answers, right?
I have questions, sir. Like, what happened this morning when all this happened? He said, I know we haven't gotten into the trial yet, so we don't know anything yet. But does anybody know what happened this morning that they're trying to find them?
Right now. Is Tatiana saying that she's over there off Oakview or at Judson at the apartment?
Yes.
What's the apartment number?
I don't know the apartment number. I was trying to get in.
Did she say who was with her?
No, she said Tyler and the baby are there.
She said Tyler and the baby?
Are there with them.
Okay. Okay.
And then
Okay, and so the female that you're speaking with at this point, who is that?
The Daniel Escobar's wife, and it should be Tatiana's mom, Sonia.
Okay, and who did she tell you that was inside of the apartment?
She said that Tatiana, Tyler, and their baby were all at their apartment.
Do you know their name?
I asked her if she was okay. And she said, why? I said, well, because supposedly something happened over there at the dad's house. Like, was it? That's okay. Yeah, you think my husband told me.
So she told you, she said Tyler is right there at that level. Do you know the apartment number?
I don't know.
Okay, let me call you right back. She said she just spoke to her, she's at the apartment and they have her. It's on Judson. No one knows the apartment number.
They know what they said they figured it out, because he's on the video.
Okay, and so what did Sergeant Marvin just tell you right then?
He's telling me that they figured it out. When he's saying they, I know he's talking about the covert detectives. And he said that something about a water bill.
That the defendant was on a water bill at the location, correct?
Yes.
He's saying the baby's in there, it's a 2 or 3 year old, and the Tyler's in there, and she's like, what's going on? She's like, she doesn't know. They just got a. Okay.
Okay, do you know who Sergeant Marvin was relaying this information to?
I don't know if it was in direct contact with one of the covert detectives or the covert supervisor.
Okay,
It was someone with covert.
all right, and then eventually the defendant is taken into custody. Were you able to conduct an interview with him?
Yes,
And was this interview recorded?
yes.
Okay. I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit R2. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
What is it?
this is an initial copy by myself of the interview, the recorded interview with Tyler Ashbaugh.
Okay. And have you reviewed it?
Yes,
Is it a fair and accurate depiction of the events as they occurred on the date?
yes,
And was this interview conducted while the defendant was in custody?
yes. He was arrested on a traffic ticket warrant.
Okay, and did you read him his rights in compliance with 3822 of the Texas Code of Procedure? criminal procedure.
Yes, at 13:58 hours, I read Tyler his Miranda rights and he acknowledged that he understood his rights.
I'm tendering to defense for inspection and offering State's Exhibit R2,
No objections.
All right, State's Exhibit R2 is admitted for purposes of this hearing.
permission to publish, Your Honor.
Granted.
Yes, sir. Very good. On behalf of Terry. You all right? Okay, yeah, so that you might have to go to the bathroom or something. Yeah, let's get this done first. I'm wanting, there's two sides of every story, so I'm trying to figure out, I was asleep, at 2 a.m. when all this apparently happened, right? So I'm trying to figure out what happened. Before I talk to you, I have to read your rights. Okay. Before you ask any questions, it is my duty as a police officer to advise you of your rights and to warn you of the consequences of waiving these rights. You have the right to remain silent. You do not have to make any statement, oral or written, to anyone. Any statement that you make will be used in evidence against you in a court of law or at your trial. You have a right to have a lawyer present to advise you before answering any question by police officers or attorneys representing the state. You may have your own lawyer present, or if you're unable to employ a lawyer, the court will appoint a lawyer for you free of charge now or any other time. If you decide to talk with anyone, you can, and you can stop talking to them anytime you want. The above rights are continuing rights, which can go by you at any stage of the proceedings. Do you understand these rights? Yes, sir. Before,
Okay, and so what we just saw on Exhibit R2 is you reading the statutory warnings to the defendant and him acknowledging them and waiving them, agreeing to speak with you. Is that correct?
Correct.
We've had the witness one.
All right, just give me 2 minutes.
Of course, Judge.
Proceed with your questioning.
Yes, Judge.
All right, you may proceed.
Good morning, Detective Tudor.
Good morning.
As you stated, you were assigned as the lead detective to investigate what you described as an officer involved shooting, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And this took, you stated that you believed that officers were fired upon by an individual, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And through your investigation, you identified a possible suspect as Tyler Ashbaugh.
Yes.
And what we were seeing in this video is you were attempting to locate Tyler, correct?
The prior video? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, you were trying to locate Tyler. You did not know exactly where he was at the beginning, correct?
No, I was trying to find him.
Okay. And you spoke with Tyler's father, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Joseph Gonzalez.
Yes.
And he was unable to provide you where Tyler could have been, correct?
Yes, he made confirmation by a name of the Oak Valley. He never provided me with an apartment number or address.
Okay, so he could not provide you with an apartment number, correct?
Correct.
Okay, just the name Oak Valley Apartments. And he was able to provide you though with Tyler's girlfriend's father's number, Daniel.
Yes,
Okay. And we saw you speaking with Daniel Escobar.
correct.
And in that video, we saw that Daniel was also not able to provide you with the specific apartment number that Tyler was in. Is that correct?
Correct.
I think he confirmed that it was also Oak Valley, but didn't know the unit number, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And in your report, you state that when you were talking to Daniel, you did not have enough information to know what happened, correct?
Correct. It was a very active
Okay.
investigation.
And he told you that Tyler lives with Tyler's daughter and Tatiana.
Yes.
Daniel
Yes.
says that.
Yes.
But as we stated, Daniel didn't know the exact apartment number.
Correct.
And so Daniel called his wife Sonia in an effort to provide you with more information, correct?
Yes.
Okay. He was trying to be helpful in your investigation.
Yes.
And after he called her, they were still only able to provide the apartment complex and not the unit number, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
They were pretty much providing the same info, and then one kind of described the trash bin and first floor, but they relatively the same information.
Okay. Did you speak with Sonia?
Yes.
Okay. And in your conversation with Sonia, she was also not able to provide you with the unit number.
Correct.
Okay. And then at some point, you state that you informed the covert detectives of the information you've been given, but at that point, they already told you that they've already located the apartment number.
Yes, and this is all getting relayed to me through my sergeant that's talking with them.
I understand. So at this time, you are trying to relay everything that you know, which is the unit and possibly some directions, but not an apartment number, correct?
Correct.
And when you do that, you are informed that we've already located the unit number.
Yes, I put at 11:03, and he said, I think they figured it out. And then at 11:08, I was told that they had a visual of Tyler opening the door to the apartment.
Okay. And you would agree with me that in your report, there's no mention of a water bill being used to locate Tyler's apartment, correct?
No.
Okay. And you're aware that other detectives state that they were able to locate Tyler through his real-time cell phone tracking.
Sorry, I don't understand that question.
Are you aware that other detectives state that the reason that they were able to locate Tyler was through his real-time cell site data information?
I don't recall those specific details.
Did anybody inform you of that, or you just not recall?
I don't recall.
Okay. And did you know that that was done without a warrant?
I don't recall.
Okay, so you had no involvement in real-time cell site location information.
Correct.
Okay. And detectives shortly thereafter, confirming that they find the apartment unit that Tyler is in, take him into custody.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm notated 12:06. While I was canvassing for video, I was notified that Tyler was in custody on the active municipal court traffic warrant.
Okay. So he was taken into custody for a traffic warrant.
Correct.
There was no arrest warrant for aggravated assault on a public servant at that time.
No,
There was no warrant for deadly conduct with a firearm at that time.
no,
Okay. It was just because he had an existing traffic warrant that he was arrested and taken in.
yes. And obviously come down to hopefully find out more about this incident.
Okay, so he was arrested on the traffic warrant with the hopes that you would find out more about this incident.
Correct.
Fair to say it wasn't because you guys were interested in this traffic warrants, right?
No, it's that he had an arrest warrant, so that's a way to bring him to headquarters and see if he'll talk.
It was a way to get to the point of talking with him without having that arrest warrant for that specific offense yet
Correct.
of aggravated assault with a public servant or deadly conduct.
Correct.
Okay. And after he's arrested, he is immediately taken to SAPD headquarters so that you can talk to him, correct?
Immediately, I'm not sure. It was shortly after that. I think it was 1 o'clock was when I started talking to him. And he was in custody a little after 12, so fairly quickly.
Fair to say that was the next place he went,
Correct.
was to SAPD headquarters right after he's arrested.
Correct.
And that was the next phase of the investigation, was to get a statement, correct?
Correct.
There wasn't anything that happened between the statement and his arrest. It was part of an investigation into Tyler.
No, when he was brought down, while he was being brought down, we were also executing a search warrant for the apartment.
I understand, but I guess I mean in relation to just Tyler. There was nothing taken from him. There was no swabs or DNA done. The next thing that happened to Tyler after he's arrested, you talked to him at headquarters, correct?
Yes.
Okay. About the witness.
No further questions.
All right, thank you. You may step down. Move the microphone.
Thank you.
And if you'll leave the exhibit with the court reporter, please.
Yes. RARFIN. It was in November. Sorry.
All right, next witness, please.
The state calls Joe Rios.
Look this one over. And then after, is this the last witness?
There's two more, Judge.
Okay,
I don't think they should last very long, Judge.
all right. And then after this happens, I'll make a ruling on your spousal privilege. No. No, this is all I have. All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you. You can have a seat. Would you put that square microphone on your lapel or somewhere? It's for the court reporter to hear. And if you'll state your name for the record.
Joe Heriberto Rios.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Detective Rios, how are you currently employed?
I'm a investigator with the Texas Board of Criminal Justice, Office of the Inspector General.
Are you a certified peace officer?
I am
How long have you been a certified peace officer?
since 1999, approximately 26 years.
Okay. Did you previously work for the San Antonio Police Department?
I did from December of 2000 through September of 2023.
Okay. And in the year 2022, did you work with the San Antonio Police Department?
Yes, I was assigned to the rapid response team in the repeat offender program.
Okay. And as a detective with that unit, what was your duties?
Our primary task in the rapid response unit was to locate violent fugitive offenders.
Okay. Do you recall the SAPD case number associated with the call or the call that we're here for today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall the SAPD number?
Oh, the case, no, I can't, sorry.
Okay, did you write a report at the time of your investigation?
I did.
Would it help you refresh your memory if you were able to have a copy of that?
Yes.
Can you take a look at that for me?
Okay.
Does that appear to be your report?
Yes, it's the supplement report I wrote on the date.
And it's authored by you,
Yes, it is.
and you recognize it to be true and accurate?
Yes.
Okay, so you can use it to refresh your memory, just please don't read it.
Yes.
So what was the SAPD case number associated with the call?
The SAPD case number SAPD 22108229.
Okay. And do you recall how you were enlisted to help in this investigation?
Yes, ma'am. My lieutenant at the time, Justin Good, called me up on the weekend. I was one of the lead investigators. A unit was newly created around that time. Was one of the senior guys in the unit. He called me up, said they had an incident involving a couple of SAPD officers that had been shot at. They had some information on a suspect and they needed help locating him.
Okay. And so did you have suspect information at that time?
Yes.
Do you recall who this suspect's name was?
The name I was given was Tyler Adlaw. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, the last name.
Okay. And so can you walk us through some steps that you took to conduct your investigation and learn the location of the defendant?
At the time, they were getting information. The vehicle had already been recovered. Different officers or detectives, I'm not sure, things were getting added to the call. Well, we call it the key card, but the incident detail report. There was a previously known vehicle that he had been ticketed in the year prior. There was a cell phone that a number that was provided that was supposed to be his. During the conversation I had with the lieutenant, I told them because of what had transpired, the officers returning fire, the suspect still being at large, that there was exigency to go up on the phone to locate him, whether for the safety of other officers or the general public, or if he had been shot during the course of the exchange, he needed medical attention.
Okay. And so regarding, I guess let's start with the vehicle information that you obtained from the key. What did you do with that information?
That information was put into a system called Vigilant. It's a license plate reader system. All that does is it uses, there's different tow truck companies or private companies that do vehicle recoveries, whether it's for apartment complexes or car dealerships. These different, you'll kind of see them riding around on the tow trucks. They look like little square or rectangle lights. They read license plates in and around an area, so San Antonio. The license plate that he was ticketed in the year prior had popped up at an apartment complex 74 times. So that was likely a location that he resided at or stayed at frequently.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit P3. Can you take a look at that for me?
Yes, this is the Vigilant analysis report that was returned back on the vehicle.
Okay, and you're the one that received that, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, and it's a fair and accurate depiction of the information that you received?
yes, it is.
Okay, and that was used in your investigation, is that correct?
Yes, it was.
Tendering to defense for inspection at this time, offering State's Exhibit P3.
No objection.
And what is the exhibit number?
P3, Judge.
All right, P3 is admitted without objection for purposes of this hearing.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Granted.
All right, can you see that up there, detectives?
Yes, I can.
Okay. If you have trouble, you can turn around and look at the big screen. But I guess, so what was the license plate that was entered into the system?
The license plate was N as in Nancy, Y as in Yankee, X as in X-ray, 3837.
Okay, and that's the same license plate that was obtained from the city card, is that correct?
Yes, it was.
And if we take a look down here in the location summary, can you please explain that first line and what that means?
Yes, so this analysis report gets put together and gives you likely locations of that vehicle. And the most popular, the way it's worded, most popular sighting location was 1206 Judson Road, San Antonio, Texas, 78233. Last LPR, which is license plate reader or reading, was 5/20 of 2022. And it was seen at that location 74 times.
Okay. And do you recall what time you received this information?
Approximately 9:40 in the morning.
Okay. And the one second. Okay, and then you said that you came into knowledge that the defendant regarding the phone number that the defendant was associated with, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so then did you obtain a search warrant to ping the phone or no?
When I was speaking with the lieutenant, at that time, I didn't have, there's certain officers that can claim exigency. They have to go to specific classes. I'm able to obtain regular phone warrants. Exigent warrants are a little bit different. So I told the lieutenant there was enough to go exigent. I don't know who actually did the warrant or when it was obtained. I started receiving emails. They put me on the return. Like I said, I can't recall who did the warrant at the time, or if there was a warrant or a phone call was made to do the exigency, but I started receiving emails at about 9:48 that morning.
Okay, and so with the exigency, what were the circumstances that led you to believe that you could do an exigent circumstances search on the phone?
The unprovoked attack of the officers, the offender got away, so if he was looking for, if the person was looking for other targets to go after, first responders or the general public, or because of the exchange of gunfire, that the suspect needed medical attention.
So I'm showing you what's been marked as P4. Can you take a look at that and tell me if you recognize that?
Yes, these are the emails from AT&T on the updates that we were receiving at the time for the phone.
Okay, and you're the one that received that information, is that correct?
Yes,
And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the information that you received?
yes.
Okay. I'm gonna show you P5 was previously entered into evidence as P3, but this has an additional page. Can you just confirm whether this is a fair and accurate copy of, or what it is, and if it's a fair and accurate copy?
Yes, it is. It's the same license, from the vigilant plate search, location analysis report that I received via email.
Okay, and then I'm gonna show you P6. Do you recognize what that is?
It's an aerial, of the, it's the overhead, of the apartment complex, the surrounding area.
Okay, and you're familiar with what's depicted in State's Exhibit number 6, P6?
Yes,
Okay, and it's a fair and accurate copy.
yes, it is.
At this time, the state offers, well, tendering to defense for inspection, P5 through P6 inclusive, and offering the same. Yeah.
No objections.
All right, P4, 5, and 6 are admitted for purposes of this hearing.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Granted.
Okay, Detective Rios, so I'm going to start with P5, which was previously entered as P3. And so you've confirmed, just for the record, it's the same record. However, what is this that I'm displaying in addition to what was offered and entered in P3?
It was an email I received from, Deputy U.S. Marshal Stephen Caballero
Okay, and at what time did you receive that?
at 9:40 a.m.
Okay. And I'm going to publish the State's Exhibit P4. If we can take a look at that. Can you tell me what we're looking at here?
That's the return for the exit and file number, for the device that was, for the exigency. And that return was, timestamped at 9:48.
Okay. And have you previously done pings for phone prior to this using exigent circumstances?
I'm not sure how to answer that, only because when I was on the Marshall Task Force before, I was covered under TUI. So I don't know if any of that is.
Okay, I'll just move on. I guess at your time with SAPD, have you previously pinged phones?
Again, I was assigned to the U.S. Marshall Task Force previously from July of 2017 through May of 2018, or I'm sorry, I was full-time from July of 2017 through May of 2018. And then I was part-time until 2020. So there's investigative techniques that I'm not allowed to testify to.
All right, moving on. If you could take a look at State's Exhibit P6, what were the latitude and longitude associated with the Oak Valley Apartments?
The longitude numbers,
Yes,
you want to read them out?
yes.
Okay, sorry. 293314.19 north. Well, sorry, 29 degrees, 3314.19 north, 98 degrees, 2136.4 west.
Okay. In this case, now I'm going to publish P4. And just at what time did you receive State Exhibit P4?
At 9:48.
And so that would be after you received the information on the plate reader, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And just, can you explain to the court how the pinging works? Does it give you a specific location, or what is the area that's covered when you receive that information?
Different returns come back, usually they're spread apart every 15 minutes unless there's need for almost live tracking.
So a mini summary is I just am not sure yet. Right now, we're in a motions hearing before the trial starts. I don't know if it's your jury trial, but I think it is, but I don't know. I really think it is, though. It is, because they didn't want he did not want them to call the wife as a witness in front of the jury because they're not going to let her testify. So these are the motion hearings right before the trial to see what can come into the trial and what cannot come into the trial. We're going to find out what's going on when the trial begins.
In this case, every time there was an update, we would get information. Sometimes it would be 122 meters, sometimes it would be 600, 700 meters. So every return would come back with a different, what we call a margin of error. So there was, I don't believe there was anything under 100 meters that I can recall.
Okay, and so if we take a look at State's Exhibit P4, starting on the first page, what time did you receive that at?
That one came in at 9:50 a.m.
Okay, and the latitude, longitude that is on this page, is that the latitude, longitude of the apartment complex in P6?
No, it's not.
Okay. Moving on, what time did you receive this information?
That one's at the same time. I think that's the same.
Okay, moving to the first page, what time is that?
That one's at 9:50.
Second page, what time is that?
I'm sorry, 9:52.
Okay,
Sorry.
is the latitude and longitude associated with the Oak Valley Apartments?
No, it is not.
Moving on to the next page, what time did you receive that?
At 10:08 a.m.
And is that latitude, longitude associated with the Oak Valley Apartments?
No, it is not.
Moving on to the next page. What time did you receive that communication?
10:23.
Is that latitude and longitude associated with the Oak Valley Apartments?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
That one's also 10:38, or I'm sorry, 10:38.
Is that latitude, longitude associated with the Oak Valley Apartments?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
10:40.
Is that latitude, longitude associated with the Oak Valley Apartments?
No, it is not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
10:55.
Is that latitude or longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
11:10.
Is that associated with the apartment complex?
No, it is not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
At 11:25.
Is that latitude, longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive the communication?
11:40.
Is that latitude, longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
At 12:10.
And is that latitude, longitude associated with the location?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
At 12:41.
Is that latitude, longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it is not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
12:56.
And is that latitude or longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
At 1:11.
Is that latitude, longitude associated with the location?
No, it is not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
At 1:26.
Is the latitude, longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it is not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
1:41.
Is that latitude or longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
1:56.
Is that latitude, longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
2:11.
Is that latitude or longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
2:27?
Is that latitude, longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
At 2:42?
And is that latitude, longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
2:57?
Is that latitude or longitude associated with the apartment complex?
It is not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
3:12?
Is that latitude, longitude associated with the apartment complex?
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
3:27?
Is that latitude or longitude associated with the apartment complex?
I just wish they would nudge it just a smidge, just a tiny little bit.
No, it's not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
3:42?
Is that latitude or longitude associated with the apartment complex?
It is not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
3:57?
Is that latitude or longitude associated with the apartment complex?
It is not.
Next page, what time did you receive that communication?
At 4:12?
And is that latitude, longitude associated with the apartment complex?
It is not.
And finally, what time did you receive that communication?
4:28?
Is that latitude or longitude associated with the apartment complex?
It is not.
Regarding the information that I just questioned you on contained in Exhibit C4, were any of those locations associated with the defendant's apartment specifically?
No,
Would a phone ping be able to provide you that information as to a specific apartment number associated with someone?
no.
Okay, and because when you receive the phone pings, what is it giving you? Is it giving you a specific location or an area?
In this case, it was only giving us, I believe one of the returns I saw a 99-meter margin of error. So that's a football field. In the past, I've seen them down to 7 or 8 meters, but dealing with apartment complexes, you have units that are stacked on top of each other. So it will never give you a true exact location.
Okay. And in your report, if you can take a look at it, towards the end, it says the tracking information led us to the listed location where covert surveillance was established. So when you're referring to tracking information, what are you referring to?
I'm referring to the way we got there, through the vigilant records. Once we were at the location, the only thing that the phone provided was an area. But tracking included the vehicle tracking as well as the phone tracking.
Okay, but we established that the phone tracking didn't put you at the
Oh, I'm
golf
sorry.
background.
Yes, specifically for that apartment, the vehicle tracking led us there.
Okay. And what is covert surveillance?
Clandestine surveillance, we use, the unit I was in at the time, we use regular civilian looking vehicles. We monitor, giving information, we relay information to marked units. So we lay in wait and we either look for individuals that we're looking for or call out threats for approaching officers.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the $25 PayPal. I don't know if you want me to say who sent it on out loud. So if it's you, say something. If you want me to say something, I don't want to. I mean, it's not your real name, but it's not any name that's in my chat. I really appreciate it though. Thank you so much.
Do you recall who else you were working with on that day?
That day, I believe, Detective Matt Robles, John Helly, Jason Reno, or Detective Jason Reno. Those are who I could recall that were actually out there with us.
Okay. Do you recall where you were situated when the surveillance was occurring?
I was, I would say on the south side of the building. When you come into the apartment complex, the building is almost immediately to you come in and there's a building facing parallel, near a trash compactor, or like a dumpster. It was right to the right of that. So I parked behind the building under one of the carports.
Okay, and so did you have direct eyes on the apartment complex or no?
Not on the door, or the doors were facing breezeways, so I couldn't see any doors.
Okay. Did the defendant eventually exit the apartment complex?
He did.
Okay, was he taken into custody at that time?
Yes, he was.
And to your knowledge, was a search warrant obtained for the location?
Yes.
Okay. We pass the witness.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your title. Was it detective?
Well, the new agency I'm at is sergeant investigator, but
Okay.
yeah, Joe's fine.
No, that's all right. I'll just call you sir. So sir, you were assigned to assist in locating a possible suspect in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
That was more or less the extent of your involvement in this case, was
Yes, sir.
locating the suspect.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you wrote a report in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in your report, you state through field interviews and investigative research, a phone number associated with the defendant was developed that was in his possession, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were these your field interviews?
No, those were the cumulative effort of patrolmen on the streets, detectives.
Okay. And in your report, you state that that you conducted emergency tracking of Tyler Ashbaugh's phone, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were the one that initiated that, correct?
I'm not sure who did. I know I was receiving the emails, but like I said, I know I told the lieutenant we had exigency.
And when you state that you were receiving the emails, the emails were addressed to you that contained all the vigilant license plate reader information,
Oh, no,
correct?
sir. I'm sorry, are you talking about the vehicle or the phone? There's two different things going on there.
Okay. Let's start with the license plate.
Okay.
That was still addressed to you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in the state's exhibit that was entered regarding the real-time phone location data,
Yes, sir.
those are also all addressed to you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you stated after a question to the state that there was an exigent warrant that was obtained. Is that correct?
No, I said, okay, as far as, are we talking about the phone or the car? Because the car, there was no exigency on the car. There's no warrant required. Vehicles are driving around in a public area. So the license plate reader systems that we get access to take pictures in public areas. So there's, so.
And I understand that, sir. It was a poorly worded question. I mean, in regard to the phone records.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There was the phone, so whenever there's exigency on a phone, there's not an order obtained immediately, correct? There's supposed to be obtained within 48 hours. In this case, I don't know who did the follow-up exigent warrant. I just know that there was exigency for the threat to the public or to help the individual get, at the time, they weren't sure if they hit him or not.
Okay. Were you the one that applied for the phone records?
I was receiving the phone records.
But were you the one that applied to get the phone records?
I'm not, like I said, I can't recall when everything was happening, whose name was put on the request on.
Okay. And you would agree with me that out of all the exhibits that the state entered, there was no warrant entered in any of those exhibits, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. There was
I'm
no.
sorry, yes, I would agree with you, yes.
You would agree with me. Okay, fair enough. There was no, I assume that there is some sort of permission process that needs to take place or some sort of application with the phone carrier before they approve real-time phone tracking, correct?
I know some phone companies operate off a phone call, some want a fax, some want an email. There's just different, each carrier is different.
But each one has some sort of application process. In other words, you can't just decide, well, I want the real-time records on this phone number without permission, correct?
Yes, sir. Like I said, I don't know that that's at like a dispatch level process. There's times that people call 911, phone hangs up. They go up exigent on the phone, or there's suicidal persons that call in, and then dispatch calls somebody, and then within 2 or 3 minutes, officers start getting information. So some of those happen fairly quickly.
But you would agree with me that there's some sort of permission required that can be either accepted or denied by
Yes,
the
sir.
phone carrier before they give you the real-time data, correct? Where the phone company can actually accept and give you this data as they did in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or they can deny it, correct?
I've never experienced them saying no. So like I said, I don't know.
Okay, you've never experienced them saying no, but it's not just an automatic, correct? You need the permission from the phone carrier,
Yes, sir.
correct? And out of the exhibits that the state,
I don't even look in a mirror when I put my makeup on. I just like throw it on and then start the stream and then check that it's not horrible. I do not care about makeup at all. Donald, you would not like dating me at all. I do not care about the tags on my clothes. I don't care who made the clothes. I just don't care. I don't care about what kind of shoes I'm wearing. I don't care. Function over fashion. That's what I think.
dinner, there was no paperwork or application for these records, correct?
No, sir. Not that I saw. No, sir.
It's only documents of you receiving this location data.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and only you receiving this license plate reader information, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So did you fill out the paperwork, or you don't know if you filled out the paperwork?
I know I didn't. I'm not sure who filled out the paperwork.
Okay.
And just to, if I may, the only reason I'm not sure is because my emails were recovered. I had already left the agency when these records were obtained, so I'm not sure how much was recovered from my emails.
Okay. And so if we don't have that today, we don't know.
Exactly.
Okay. And so when the tracking was approved, you had access to Tyler's real-time cell site location information, correct?
Yes, but I had already received the location for the vehicle information came in 8 minutes prior, and we were on the way to that apartment complex already.
Okay. And in your report, you would agree with me that you don't mention anything about license plate reader information.
No, sir.
You don't mention vigilant at all, correct?
No, sir.
And you would agree with me that you have extensive law enforcement training.
Yes, sir.
You're trained to write accurate reports
Yes, sir.
and include all the relevant details.
Yes, sir.
And in this report, you do not state that license plate records are what helped you determine Tyler's location, correct?
Not in this report, no, sir.
Okay. In this report, you state that you conducted emergency tracking of Tyler's phone, P1's phone, correct?
I said it was determined, I could just. Yeah, it says it was determined to conduct tracking, yes, sir, of the phone.
Okay. And there's nowhere else in this report that it says tracking of anything else, correct?
No, sir.
And then 2 sentences later, the report states the tracking information led us to the listed location where covert surveillance was established, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the listed location in this report is 12607 Judson Road, apartment 1101, San Antonio, Texas, 78233, correct?
Yes, so this report was written after when we arrested him and had the apartment number, so it's gonna auto-populate whatever the arrest location ended up being. So it didn't take me specifically to that apartment number, just the apartment complex.
And you went over all the locations of the pings with the state, just no friends.
And specifically for that apartment, just off the top of my head, we were nowhere near 600 or 700 meters with the phone information. The vehicle license plate return put us at that apartment complex.
Would you agree with me that there were 27 pings sent to you with his location information?
There was a lot. I'm not sure the exact number, but
Okay, there was a lot, more than 10?
what you said with exact?
Yeah.
No, sir, 100 and, I think 100 and, the closest meter hit was 99 meters, which is a football field.
And if I may approach with that. Okay.
You want to draw it up here?
And sir, if you could just count the
Number
time
of
of the phone pings and let us know how many phone pings occurred.
Second, let me just go back real quick.
All right, off the record for a moment. Council, do you know how many pings it was?
By my count, 27, but
All right, you
I
want to
can't
ask,
testify.
you want to ask him if it was 27 pings?
I
He's
did
on
judge,
cross.
he wasn't sure.
All right.
One, two, four. There's 27 total, yes, and there was only 11 from the time that we got the records till he was in custody.
I understand. So after he was in custody, his phone was continued,
It was on.
pinging of his
It was
phone.
on.
How did that end? Did somebody have to say, hey, we're done, or does it just end at a certain point?
No, somebody would have had to notify the carrier.
And also in your report, you state that Tyler Ashbaugh was taken into custody for a municipal court warrant, correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Pass witness.
All right, any further questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. If you'll be sure to leave the microphone. All right, so just so both parties know, I've let the jury be excused till 1:30. And we're going to take a brief break. Let me take up, Mr. Chumley, let me take up your case. And is your client Mr. Guillory?
Yes.
It was a nice dinner.
Cindy, Mr. Guillory, come down. Cindy, are you okay to switch over? All right.
She does
he's
this a
got-
lot. So we're gonna
can
fast
show you,
forward
it's
a
just
bit.
10 months.
Oh, he's not.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
No, we're
he's
not. This is a
doing
good
work.
breaking
All right,
point.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't set up OJ because I was so busy. I wonder if I can set up OJ without a thumbnail before the outro song is done. Let's try. Guys, thank you so much for coming out to Judge Boyd's trial. We should get to the, I mean, she did have a trial. I know she had a trial. So we will get to it. We just have to get through this prelim first. Thank you, Josh, JJJS, for telling us to play Judge Boyd's trial. That's why we're doing it, because you wanted it, you get it, and you're not even here, but that's fine. That's okay. I shall see you in OJ, because you always come to OJ. All right, guys. I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye.
laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's life.